All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to be in the 135-pound division, where there has been word out there about Gervonta Davis's next move, and it is something that, if true, would be strange and big at the same time. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to be in the 135-pound division, where Gervonta Tank Davis said that he will be returning at the top of the year, and now there is a word out there this was out on Twitter, that, and some of y'all may not check Twitter, so I'll let you know what the latest word is, that he will be fighting in a pay-per-view in a rematch against Issac Cruz. Not saying I know this is true. However, the more important thing is that they're saying that this pay-per-view will be on Amazon Prime and not Showtime. So Gervonta Davis would be leaving Showtime. That is what I call strange. Now, before I get into this, though, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. And if you're a longtime subscriber and supporter of the channel, thank you so much for your continued support. It really does make a huge difference to the channel. And let's get into this, because there's just so many rumors going on around the PBC and Showtime. It is like one constant drumming of the "they're going out of business" drum. And this right on the tail end of one of the best years of boxing that a network has ever had. And I mean it. It's one of the best years that a network has ever had. One of them. It's the best year of boxing by a network, and really for us, in at least a decade. At least a decade, where we've seen this many good fights being made on a network. However, for some reason, the more successful they are, the more likely it is, the more people just wait. And then 5 minutes after it, they're going out of business. So it starts off with last year, Steven Espinoza was going to get fired last year. When Paramount merged with Showtime, Showtime itself was going to get completely shut down, and boxing was going to go away. Then that wound up not being true. So then they wound up having a crazy year. Gervonta Davis fights Ryan Garcia. Errol Spence fights Terrence Crawford. You get Canelo resigns to the network. You get David Benavidez versus Caleb Plant in another kind of not under the radar, but you know, it's not talked about as much in these really good fights we have. Actually, even started off the year with a Gervonta Davis versus Hector Garcia fight. And then as soon as that's done, what happens? The drum starts again. So what's this one now? This one is that Gervonta Davis will be returning in a fight that people say they don't want to see. Many people say that. I don't. I'll take the fight, whatever. I want to see really great fighters fight. The more they fight, the more happy I am. Just to tell you the truth. If Gervonta Davis fought 4 times a year, I'd be happy with it. That'd be every 3 months. He can fight whoever he wants to. I get to see him fight, get to see the event. Would love it. Errol Spence Jr. could fight 3 times a year. Terrence Crawford could fight 3-4 times a year. Deontay could fight 3-4 times a year. It would make me all the more happy that these dudes would be out there, and I could actually see a lot of the fighters that I really like. Alexander Usyk can fight 5 times a year. Man, I would love to have the TV, the major networks just dominated with the same 5 or 6 to 10 main event fighters fighting all the time. Would love it. I think it would do boxing great. So I'm not going to complain if Gervonta Davis gives me, say he fights in December, and he gives me, or, not December, January, and he gives me, and he goes through the next year and gives me 3 fights. I'm not going to complain at all. However, the idea that he's going to be over there on Amazon Prime now, where does this pop off from? Now, I'm not in the room with Showtime, right? I'm not in the room with Amazon Prime, and neither are these people. I'm not the people that were doing all the reports about Showtime getting rid of its boxing and all of that. They were not in these meetings either. And you heard the same amount of surety out of the same people when they said that they were going out of business altogether last year. This is just a lot of wishful thinking. But for Gervonta Davis to jump ship and leave Showtime a year early, because remember, the rumor now is that Showtime is not going to renew their contract for PBC's contract for 2024. 2024. So why would PBC be taking Gervonta Davis off the network, a network that just got him to 1.2 million pay-per-views in his last fight against Ryan Garcia, and move him over to Amazon Prime? Not that Amazon Prime is a bad look, because really Amazon Prime may be, if that's what they do, considering the amount of money that Amazon has to throw at the things that they produce, and may wind up that it could be a better thing for them. I can't speak on that, but in the long run. But why would they leave these? Why would Showtime? I mean, the PBC leave Showtime with Gervonta Davis a year early? Doesn't really make sense to me. This to me seems like just another one of these things that people put out there, really trying to feed into the conversation about Showtime and the PBC ultimately going out of business, which is honestly the wish and the prayer of a lot of people. For what reason, I have no clue. Other than just to assign to them some real nefarious personal beliefs and personal agendas related to their opinion of Al Haymon, who, by the way, has still not been nominated for the Boxing Hall of Fame. How in the world he's not nominated for the Boxing Hall of Fame while you've got all kind of other people who are actively promoting and actively managing that have not had careers anywhere near as successful, but for some reason they can't get nominated. They can get nominated and they can get inducted, but he can't. You got matchmakers that are in the Hall of Fame getting nominated and putting them in the Hall of Fame. Before a manager, advisor, that is just probably the number one boxing manager ever, and he's still not even nominated for it. So maybe this is just, a continuation of that, of what they do relative to Al Haymon with this type of stuff that they keep continuing to spread. And I don't understand how any of that is good for boxing. Bob Arum, and I think Bob Arum meant it when he said it, when he was talking about, it's a shame that they're saying that the Showtime is not going to renew PBC, or they're not going to continue to be in boxing, which honestly, man, is interesting, because there's another thing about that. I wouldn't doubt at all that they move the boxing. They could be moving boxing to CBS, but whatever. When Bob Arum said that he felt bad about it, it was not good for boxing, he's 100% correct. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. Please let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.